Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I was going through my YouTube comments because I usually take weekends to reply to most of the comments I get on my videos. So I was going through my comments and I saw somebody commented like 11 days ago. Just looking at my laptop. I'll put the question somewhere here. 11 days ago on one of my videos. So the person was asking, what is a survival job? I think this video was on one of my old this comment was on one of my old videos. I can't even remember the video at all, but the person was asking what is a survival job, and somebody else helped me to reply that same day. And the name sounds Canadian, and the person says any job that just pays the bill, a job that doesn't further your career, your talents, training, experience, that doesn't give you any benefit, is probably draining, boring, unappreciated, and pays badly, but that you need to take to survive. Like a doctor driving a taxi, working at McDonald's, or as a janitor. A university professor with a doctorate working as a hotel maid, or a greeter at Walmart. That's what the person helped me to reply, the person that asked the question. And why am I talking about this particular question? It brought memories back to me. Like, there was one of my first videos I made when I just came to Canada that I was classifying some types of jobs as survival jobs, and somebody attacked me. A family friend attacked me and was like, because the person was doing that same job, and was like, why am I calling his job a survival job? I'm like, because it's a survival job. That your job is a survival job doesn't mean it's a bad job. It's just jobs that we classify as survival jobs. So what's the biggie there? So the person felt offended. So before I proceed, if you constantly watch my videos, you will notice I'm wearing a new hair net. I have a maroon one that I wear every time. Well, it's here. I always wear this one, and every time I'm making order on Temu, I always forget to pick a head net. So I was able to buy one, and I'm sure you guys will get to be seeing it regularly. It's very affordable, it's very light on the head. It doesn't even look like you're wearing anything on your head. So I really like it. It has room in case you have wig or attachments to cover your hair if your hair is long. So it's very free, and yeah, if you want yours, you can get yours on Temu. So let's get right back into the video. Bye. So I want to just take time to talk about survival jobs. So when we came into Canada, or even before coming, that's when we got to know of the term survival job, So almost every immigrant, almost everybody that landed this country would take up one form of survival job or the other. Majority of the people are lucky to start jobs that they desire, that is in their career path, that is in their profession, that is in their job that they were doing back home. Some people are lucky for those kind of jobs to be their first jobs, but majority of the people do not have that luxury. They have to pick up a job. So for me, what I term as a survival job is a job you take not because of you necessarily want that job, but because you want to survive on that job. You want to start earning in dollars because you came here with naira from your country. If you're coming from Nigeria, you came with naira. If you're coming from your home country, you're coming with your currency. So if your currency has more value than CAD, lucky you. But most of the time, your currency is not as good as the CAD. So you want to start earning. You want to start paying the bills, because as you land this country, probably the second day you land, you're going to go and get a phone. You're going to register. If you have a house, you go register in Canada Post. You go register for the hydro. You go register for the type of job that you want to take when you come here. You want to work in a particular sector. Maybe you're an engineer. You want to be an engineer. Maybe you're a lawyer. You want to work as a lawyer. Before you're able to get that job, you want to take up a job that is going to help you survive. So that's where the term survival jobs come from. Most people take those jobs and continue with it all through. For the last 5 years, they're still doing that type of job. Fine. In that way, I don't classify it as a survival job anymore, because you have decided to stay with that job. Maybe you took it as a survival job, eventually you like it, or you feel this is something I even want to be doing, and then you proceed, then it's fine. But it is termed a survival job if you are doing it for the short period of time. Like, you want to just do it for some months, while you are trying to get the job you desire, while you're trying to get certification for the job you want, you're trying to get your license, you're trying to meet the requirements to get the particular job that you want. In that case, you take up that job, it is termed a survival job. And there's nothing bad in it. There's nothing, it's not like an insult that it is called survival doesn't mean it's a bad thing. In my own case, for people that know that watch my videos, you will know that the first job I took as a banker from back home, the first job I took was in a restaurant. So I was working in McDonald's. I was working in the kitchen crew. And in my own case, I had the chance to wait, to relax, to settle down, to even study the economy and take my time to look for a job, the kind of job I want. But I was just anxious to get into the workforce in my own case. In fact, I started working before my husband wasn't ready psychologically. The settling down, the buying of things, the setting up of the home, the buying of furniture, register this one for the children, it was enough. So he was not ready. But for me, I just wanted to start, I was just anxious. And how it happened was, we decided to take a walk. Then we decided to go into McDonald's to take coffee and just sit down and relax. And when we were taking the coffee, by the window, we saw an advert. They just pasted it there that they needed workers. If you are interested in working with us, just send the text. And I was like, oh, I'll send this text. So my mom was like, go ahead now if you want to. And I sent the text. The next day I was called for interview and they told me I could start the next day. So that was how it happened, So yeah, so that was how I got the job. What I desired was to continue my banking career like I was doing back home. I took my time, got the McDonald's job. I knew I need to do some licensing. I need to level up to be able to apply for the job I needed. So I took that job, and I also, after then, I took customer service job, work from home, before I got my banking job. So for me, I termed those two jobs I took as a survival job because I took it to start earning in CAD, to get Canadian work experience, to start paying the bills, because you start working, whatever job you're doing, you start earning in dollars. You're no longer converting your naira to dollars because it's a huge difference. Like, your money is depleting daily, because you have to pay bills in dollars. You're not paying bills in naira. So it helped before I was able to get the job that I wanted to get. As I said earlier, some people take up survival jobs to pay the bills, and then eventually they decide to stick with that job. It may be that consciously, or it just came like that. So we have cases of people that they decided to do the job. Let me just do it for the meantime. Before I get something better. And then they eventually start doing it. They like the job. It's paying well. It's paying the bills. It's not stressful. They like it. And then they decide to proceed with the job. They don't change the job, and they just continue like that, So that's one set of people. So what are examples of survival jobs that we have here in Canada? According to what this person that responded to me said, we have doctors in Canada here. There were doctors in their home countries, qualified practicing doctors that have to come here and are doing Uber, they're doing taxi riding, they're working in restaurants, they're working in just anywhere that they don't need experience to be able to work there. It could be restaurant job, it could be working in a hotel, it could be working as a caregiver because they're just going to train you for few days. It could be customer care, work from home, or even going to the office, something that they'll just train you. Any job you pick that this is not what I need, I just need it to survive. Those are examples. Because trust me, if you are working in like a place and then you ask people, like with immigrants, and you ask them, what are you doing back home, you'll be surprised to know the type of jobs that they were doing. Mostly high level job, high professional jobs, and then they come here, they cannot get those jobs, so they just decide to just take up jobs. So those survival jobs are not necessarily like low level menial jobs. No, like I have a perfect example. This person was a lawyer back home in her country, and she's not been able to level up in Canada to be able to practice as a lawyer here, and she got a banking job. She just decided to do the banking job to be able to pay the bills, able to assist her husband. The role she got as a banker was not something that she needed licensing or no any licensing. Her role was just something you can just be trained within 2-3 weeks, and then you proceed, you start working. So to her, that job is considered a survival job because I'm just doing it because I'm not able to practice as a lawyer here. You understand? We have other people, the same example as the doctors, as doctors that they decide to come here, and then they're caregivers. They're working in care homes, something quite related to their field, but it's not in their field at all. They're doing it just to pay the bills, sometimes to just get experience in the healthcare just a bit, because they cannot get what they want to know, and then they take the time to study the environment, to do the licensing, to do the examination that will qualify them, and then eventually they will proceed. So as I said earlier, majority of immigrants in this country definitely did one form of survival job or the other, and I am a perfect example. A lot of people around me are perfect examples. I know people that have done customer care jobs, they've done care work, they've worked in restaurants, they've worked in hotels, they've done Uber, skip the dishes, delivery, they've worked in Walmart, supermarket, superstores, they've done different type of jobs, and then after some time they get the job that they need. You know, such people, they're all in my head now. I know what they were doing before they got to what they are doing now. You know, people that are earning like almost 6 figures right now, you know, they all started from somewhere very small. So I don't know why some class of people will not feel offended if I classify, or if I'm giving an example of your job and saying it's a survival job, especially when you're just coming and you're taking it for the few months you came in. If after 1 year, 2 years, you're still doing that job, it is not considered as a survival job. It's just that people take that job and consider it as survival. Like my own job too, as a banker, I've made an example. My own job too can be a survival job to an engineer. My own job could be a survival job to a doctor, because a doctor can get a job in a bank, maybe as a teller or something that doesn't really need technical expertise or something, you know. There's nothing bad in it. Maybe because of the word survival and because of where we're coming from, we have this big manism thing, like, no, don't call my job that. There's nothing big, not big deal in it. Like, even as at the time the person was saying, I was classifying his job as the person was doing the same job with my husband. And I was like, what are you saying? So does that mean I'm also insulting my husband? You know? So yeah, whatever job it is that you take that pays the bill, fine, it's good. So there was a new immigrant that just came in, and we got talking, and the person was like, well, I was so back home, I'm looking for a job, I just came with my family, I'm looking for so and so job, and then I have to do this, I have to do that, so I want to register for the exam, I want to do this, I want to do that. I was like, that's good, that's perfect, but aren't you going to get another job first? Aren't you going to be able to work anywhere else? Like, where do you think you can work? And he was like, even though that's not what he wants to do, or he doesn't want to do all this kind of survival job, or he doesn't want to do all this kind of job, but he will just be forced to do it. I'm like, okay, if you don't want to do it, leave it now. People don't want to do it, you know, because and that's particular profession that the person has, it can take like a year and a half to be able to get licensed, to be able to look for job in that particular field. I'm like, nobody could tell you that. Nobody could tell you, because the naira that you thought you brought from Nigeria that you're still in your bank account, by the time you get a house, by the time you pay 3 rents, by the time you buy furniture, by the time you buy bed, by the time you do grocery, you know that the money in your account is nothing, you know. By the time you buy car, because you need to buy car in this country. To buy a car is not luxury like car. I want to buy car to show off. Like it is a necessity, especially in this particular place I am, that we don't have bus services, we only have taxis. We don't have Uber, we only have taxis. Nobody will tell you. By the time you spend 7,000 at least to even buy small car, remove it from, maybe you came with a proof of fund of maybe 20 million. You remove 7,000 or 10,000. Then you now pay rent. Maybe one rent, you're lucky your rent is 1,500. That's 1,500 if you're lucky. You now pay 1,500 for 3 months. You now go to the bricks, or you go to IKEA, or you go and buy furniture. Nobody will tell you. But you go tell, because you want to start earning in CAD, you want to start earning in Canadian dollars, so that you can spend comfortably. You stop converting in your head, you know. If they tell you furniture is, to buy this furniture maybe is $4,000, you're already calculating what is $4,000 is, like almost, you know. So yeah, anyways, so I hope this video makes sense. I hope I was able to answer this question. Her name is Nikki Holland, you're asking what is a survival job. So I hope you understand what a survival job is. It's just a term that we use, especially among we immigrants, to settle down. It's a job we take to settle down before we get that dream job that we want. And truly, those jobs most times those jobs are so tedious that eventually when you now get that dream job that you're looking for, you will now start wondering that why was that job so hard? Like, why was that job so hard? Like, when I was working in McDonald's, God, I will always keep saying this. The pain I always feel on my legs, like, because you're always standing. Back home in Nigeria, I don't stand to do my job. Like, I sit down, I can even put my leg on the table, cross it, and be doing my job, you know? Only for me to just come and I'm always standing 8 hours shift straight with 30 minutes break. Before you blink like this, is 30 minutes, you're back to work. It's so tedious. It's usually fast paced. You're always on the go, boo, 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 you know. If it is you're working in a supermarket, you're always standing. Why is it that all those menial jobs, most of the time you're always standing, except the customer care job that you have to sit down your system to answer calls? That was another story for another day. But most of these jobs, you stand. It's tedious, it's hard. Like, if you work that day, your body will tell you that you worked. But if you now get a kind of proper white collar job, it's a job that you can, even when you close, you can even decide to do a second job, you know, because you still have some energy in you. But if you do all those menial jobs, all those survival jobs in a day, when you come home like this, everybody's annoying you, number one. But you just want to go straight to your bedroom. You just want to lie down. You just want to off the lights and lie down and just be thinking of your life. I don't know why those jobs can be so hard. She said it can be draining. It can be boring. You are unappreciated because you feel the job you're doing is more than the pay you're getting. And most times those jobs are minimum wage. If minimum wage is $15.50, be sure you're going to be getting $15.50. Like, it's minimum wage most times that you're going to get. Even if they're going to increase your salary after 1 year, they may add 40 cents in your salary. So those jobs, you feel unappreciated, that the work I'm doing safe is even more than this. Even the 8 hours shift I will do, the whole money that they will pay me for that 8 hour shift in a day is something they can make from one customer or 2 customers that day. You just feel used, you just feel unappreciated. And she says it pays badly, but you need to take it to survive, you know. So those jobs do not need any talent, they do not need any training. The training is just 1 day, 2 days, you're already on the job. In fact, some people, you even resume that day, they'll just teach you for a few hours and then you're on the go. You don't need, and the turnaround time or what, the attrition rate is very high because people do the job 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they quit because they've gotten a better job, or they've gotten the job that they're waiting for or they're dreaming of. So even the managers, even the owners of those jobs know that these people that take this job, they don't stay because they're just using it as a stepping stone. They're just using it to survive. They're looking for something better. So they're not taking you serious. You're not taking them serious. You're just doing the job because you have to do it. You understand? So they don't take it serious. They know that this person, you can just call in and say he's not coming. You don't even need notice. You can just, that day, if they give you uniform, so you can pack it inside bag and send it back to them if they want you to return it. If they don't, you're gone. You've moved on. But it's always good to resign very well, properly. If you can give them days notice, it will be good. You don't know what happens tomorrow. You may want to be rehired. You don't want to cancel yourself from being a rehirable. You understand? Yeah. So this video is intended for educational purpose. It's not to bring anybody's job down at all. And if you feel offended, then I think something is wrong with you, because I have tried to explain that some people still decide to proceed with that job, and in that situation, the job is no longer called a survival job. It is now your 9 to 5. It is now your proper job. Like, it is now your job. You consider it as, this is my job. So people come, they take that your particular job that you treasure as a survival job, and then they move. Even this is my own job. Even some people even still get the license. They write the exam, they get the license, they're financial advisor, but that is not where they want to be, you know. They're just taking the job that, okay, let me take it still. I'm able to get something else. And as soon as they get it, they're dropping it. So you see, the job that you're treasuring is what somebody is taking as a survival, as a stepping stone, you know. So I hope that makes sense. So if it does, please like this video and yeah, just please like it, and if you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe. And you liking this video will make this video go places. It will make YouTube to recommend it to other set of people. Thank you, and be good. Bye.